Welcome to News from Quiet Places, where we bring you stories from corners of the world you might not hear about in Europe. I'm Mikhailo. Today we've got 3 important updates from Africa and Asia. Let's dive in. Story 1. Tuvalu rebukes Trump at COP30. Tuvalu, a Pacific island nation facing existential threat from climate change, sharply criticized Donald Trump's shameful disregard of climate policies at COP30. As one of the most vulnerable countries to rising sea levels, Tuvalu's delegation is pushing aggressively for loss and damage financing. Why it matters? This isn't just symbolic. For nations like Tuvalu, global climate policy isn't an abstraction, it's literally about survival and land. Story 2. China Coast Guard and drones patrol Senkaku, Diaoyu Islands. China sent its Coast Guard vessels into the waters of the Senkaku Islands, known in China as the Diaoyu Islands, claiming it was a right enforcement patrol. Simultaneously, Chinese military drones flew near over Japanese administrated territories, escalating tensions with Tokyo. Why it matters? These patrols deepen maritime frictions, were not just about sovereignty, but signaling. China is increasingly willing to normalize such operations. Story 3. Fiji oyster farmers fight for survival. In Fiji, coastal communities are leaning on pearl oyster farming as a lifeline. Climate change, storm damage, and poaching are threatening traditional fishing. The shift to oyster farming shows how island communities are adapting, using aquaculture to maintain livelihoods while responding to environmental stress. Why it matters? Many Pacific islands aren't just losing ground to climate change, where innovating economic survival often depends on creative local solutions. That concludes today's edition of News from Quiet Places. Thanks for listening. If you found value in these stories, subscribe, share and send suggestions for the regions you'd like to cover next. Maybe Central Asia, the Pacific or lesser heard parts of Latin America. I'm Mikhailo, see you next time.